Hello. How are you doing, young lady?
Dude, I'm so exhausted.
Your hair went
Tired.
from all frazzly to then really nice and put back. Now it's frazzly again.
Don't pick on me. I'm not in the mood.
So you ran here in a rainstorm. Where are you at? Because it's not raining in Kansas City.
I know. I actually think
sunshine.
I actually looked at the weather. The weather's nicer where you are. I'm in San Diego for a conference.
And what is that conference?
Social Media Marketing World. Do you want to hear something wild to me?
Yes, I do.
Conference since 2020. This is probably the best conference in the United States every year for what's coming next. So I'm spending a lot of time on TikTok and AI this year. We are somehow the only agency from Kansas City at this conference. And there's thousands of people, but I know a couple of the people that are in charge of like helping put it together. We're the only agency from Kansas City here.
Well, besides Bestway International plug, it's a plug for Lily and James because you guys are cutting edge. And that is why people hire Lily and James Creative, because you guys are on top of it. So I'm not shocked. My question is the boring insurance guy, do people still drink a lot at night and then struggle to wake up in the morning for the 8 a.m. session?
You know, they threw like a whole 90s party last night. Like, it's marketing people. Marketing people are wild. So they throw parties, but then like there's so much energy. They have like full musical numbers about social media as the keynote. Anna Hathaway was the keynote today. And if you guys don't know who she is, she's like the god of the writing space. So she has so much energy. Like everything at this conference is like next level energy. That's kind of how all the marketing conferences are. I don't know what insurance conferences are, but marketing ones are pretty fun.
Well, it sounds like Bestway International is probably involved, because when you get all those stages and you get everyone together and you got all those platforms, you probably need someone in the freight business to bring it all together throughout the country. So I'm assuming, is it like a Broadway production?
They do. Yeah. They have different Broadway productions before the keynote. It's wild. Like they'll have like musicians throughout the hallways when you're walking. They had like a live jukebox where you can pick the songs and then the band changes to whatever song you pick. Like it's crazy. They do some cool stuff. And yeah, you got to go to marketing conference one time in your life. There's all sorts of people here that aren't marketing. There's like a lot of business owners. Like I met a plastic surgeon from St. Louis and like a lot of consultants. There's marketing people from major companies. And then there's like Facebook, Twitter, all those guys are here. So
yeah, well, as people are jumping on and telling us where they're watching from, you're sharing that your daughter is in a performance this weekend, and I have my oldest is 6 years old, so they're just starting to be able to sit through like an hour of stuff. So I'm excited to explore the world without, children, like when you can leave and they're okay.
So quick plug, my daughter has her very first big lead in a show. She is in Junie B. Jones. She is Junie B. Jones. Firstatkc.org is where you can get tickets. They're getting close to sold out, so go check them out. And then just quick other plug, my son's the lead in Merrily We Roll Along, which is also on Broadway next week. So we got a lot of theater coming up in my life when I get back.
I love how you told me like you thought I would know these plays. And I grew up like with the music we play to introduce the guests. Like I just grew up in a household where we played like Chiefs fight music the whole time.
So Merrily We Roll Along is one of the biggest shows on Broadway right now. I don't know how they got the rights to do it in Kansas City. And then Junie B. Jones is like the little books we all grew up with as little girls. So, okay, Chris says, hello all. Hello, Chris. If you are watching, let us know if you're watching on Facebook, YouTube, or on LinkedIn. I almost said Twitter, but we don't live stream.
You had a 90s party last night. You can do what you want.
I went to bed early. I didn't even make it to the party. I'm the old one, but
What?
I don't know. This time difference messes me up.
I'm so angry. I want to have a 90s party with you.
Let's have a 90s party. Would you guys come if we had a 90s get together? I know where we can have it too. I have a whole idea. Watching you through the scope of a pelican. Ha, 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 ha.
Love it.
Okay, perfect. Let us know if you're watching live, the replay. Yeah. So, okay, let's not talk about us anymore. Can we just start the show? Does that sound good?
Yeah, we got to do a little banter to pump up.
I hate this. I don't know why I don't ever fix it.
This is why I don't know musicals.
It's literally the worst. Okay. Today we have two amazing guests. We're about to bring them out, and then we will get started into this absolutely terrible music. First things first, we have Sofia. And last but certainly not least, we have Isaac. Oh. Thank you guys for being such great sports and coming out to that music. All right, guys. It's week 3 of this new putting you on the clock. So People have done it. You guys can do it. We're super excited for everybody to meet you. Remember to put your questions in here and let us know if you're watching from Facebook, YouTube, or LinkedIn. But Sofia, who are you? What do you do? And how do you get to Kansas City?
Yeah, thank you guys. So hello, everyone. My name is Sofia Moses. I am a sales executive for QPS Employment Group. We are employee-owned, 100% employee-owned staffing and recruiting agency, helping all sorts of candidates, anything from hourly labor all the way to the C-level operations engineering jobs. What was the second part of the question? How I got to Kansas City. So I'm originally born and raised in Moscow, Russia, and I spent a couple of years 1 year, as a foreign exchange student in Texas in high school. And that's kind of when I fell in love with American culture and society, I should say, and lifestyle. So when I went back home to Russia and finished high school, I just had this thought in my head that I wanted to be in America. And I like to make a joke that I closed my eyes, spin the globe, pointed, and was Warrensburg, Missouri, and now I'm here. It wasn't quite as simple as that joke, but so I ended up going to college in Warrensburg. Cerner was a huge employer at the time when I was graduating, so that really attracted me. I moved to Kansas City, and here I am now.
So with your business, what is the most you enjoy about your business and the type of clients you get to work with? And then also, what are you up to on Saturday for your birthday?
Good question. So one of the things that I enjoy most about the job that I'm in is it's truly so rewarding when you get to connect the right candidate with the right opportunity at the right company, because not only you are just putting the opportunity in somebody's hands to do what they love and set them up for career goals in the future, but I also feel like I'm helping the Kansas City community, like companies find the right people for that, So the Saturday, I decided to do a little different this year. So there's a lot of staffing agencies in Kansas City, and I wanted to schedule something fun for my clients. So I schedule a staffing industry appreciation event, and it's going to be a comedy show with a common theme of looking for a job in today's market. It's called Careers Chuckles in Today's Job Jungle, I think is the name.
Ooh.
So everybody's welcome. If this is something you want to come to, it's going to be at the Bird in Crossroads at 5:00.
And when Aaron transitions to Isaac, if you had to guess if Isaac is in blue collar work mostly or white collar work, what would you guess?
Am I guessing?
Yeah.
White collar work.
Now you're going to find out why you guys would be good referral partners.
Oh my goodness. That's on it today. Well, that's awesome. I love comedy shows. That's like my favorite thing to do. So
professional poker player. Aaron's a professional poker player too.
Listen, can you not tell people that so they're surprised when I take all their money?
Peel the onion back. You would take all of our money. It's fine. You're pro.
All of it. I paid for my Vegas trip at that poker table, so you can give me a hard time all you want. I don't care. All right, Isaac, who are you? What do you do, and how do you get to Kansas City?
My name is Isaac Wambua. I live in Kansas City, and I'm married with 2 kids, 4 and 2 years old. And I run a business. I have a business called Dynamo Methods, and we have 3 lanes of the business. We do business consulting, helping mostly small companies to streamline their systems and processes, to increase efficiency, revenue, make money, all those good things. Then we have a leadership development side of the business. We train mostly middle managers on leadership management, communication, and actually I've written 2 books just for the same group of people. And then I do professional speaking, and for some reason people pay for it. So that's a good part of it. How I came to Kansas City, I grew up in Kenya. That's a small country in East Africa. And I came to the US 17 years ago, just like Sofia, to go to school. I believe we might have gone to the same school, UCM. That's where I went to school. So I got there to do my master's degree. And after that, I moved to Johnson County, and I've been here ever since. I went to school for engineering, industrial engineering. But again, 9 years ago, I decided to get into business. So I don't do engineering anymore, but I still use it, especially on the consulting side of the business. So I think that's the summary of who I am.
You have a third book coming out, and then talk to us a little bit about the charitable work that you do overseas.
Yes. So actually, it's the second book. The third one is 70% written, but the second one, I'm launching that next week on the 29th. It's fully done, it's already authorized by Amazon and good to go. So I'm excited about that. So for the work that I do, I grew up in the village in Kenya, and it's a place that they don't have a lot of resources. And of course, people picked an interest in me. They helped me out when I was in primary school, high school, and college. So I decided to go back and make a difference. So we have a nonprofit called Shule Fund, and Shule is Swahili for school. So basically, school fund, and we give scholarships to kids in primary school and high school. That just covers their tuition fee, shoes, clothes, and actually in primary school for them to be fed, which is a big deal. So right now we have 25 kids that we are sponsoring, and we are growing, which is a beautiful thing. I was there in December, from December 9th all the way till the 12th of January, and it was a big thing. One of the most amazing things was me going back to the village and getting reconnected with that place. It reminded me of the process that I went through, some good experiences, some not very good experiences. But I think the most valuable thing was for my kids to be there, seeing them interacting with the kids and connecting with them, even though they don't speak the same language. So it was a beautiful thing.
Did you ever think you'd be here today when you think about the trip that you just went on?
Yeah, but probably to an extent. I was always a dreamer, thought that I would do many things, but I didn't think about coming to America. My biggest dream was just to get out of the village and at some point to be able to drive a car. And now I've driven for many years. So
nice. I didn't know you. That's a lot. I wonder at UCM, do they have a big for both you guys? Do they have a big international?
They do, actually. Yeah. They always been known for a really large international department, and they have exchange programs set up in place with many universities across the globe to where American students goes there to study and vice versa.
Man, I'd be so mad if I lived in a cool country and I want to come to America and they put me in the middle of Missouri, Warrensburg, Missouri. But you guys made it out. Right? I'm that person that's always like, how'd you end up in Kansas?
Let's pick up it on the positive note here.
No, you don't want to know, Aaron. Honestly, like Sofia, I didn't know where I was going. I just wanted to get out of.
You just wanted
Kenya.
to come over.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Scott, do you remember your question?
I do. So, Sofia, as we start the clock, what was the most pivotal moment in your career?
Yeah. So when I finished college in Warrensburg, I ended up, after my bachelor's degree in marketing, I ended up going straight for my MBA career. And shortly after that, I ended up in a software world, starting with Cerner. And I had another 2 roles after that were in the software industry, which I really enjoyed. It was a great jumpstart to my career. But then the most pivotal moment in my career was when QPS discovered me on LinkedIn, and they reached out and they offered me a position in business development for staffing and recruiting industry, right? I knew nothing about it. Like, I knew the general concept, but I didn't realize how rewarding it will be for me. So my best part about my job, well, besides the connecting the right candidates with the right people, right? I help grow Kansas City communities. So, I mean, we work with all sorts of candidates and all sorts of job openings. So it doesn't matter what line of business is, chances are we will be able to help you. And I get to go on tours of those manufacturing and, all sorts of different businesses. So I feel like my eyes just got wide open since I got into staffing industry, because I understand the job market out there. I understand what people are looking for. I understand, I just have a lot better insight, and I feel like I can be a good consultant to somebody, whether it's, putting together the job description or figure out where they need to be on the wage, market. And it's just been the last 2 years since I've been there have been just wonderful. And seeing the passion in our employees' eyes, because we're our employee owned, right? So everybody owns a little piece of the company, basically. And that just brings another game to the staffing, because every time people come in, they just have so much passion about everything they do on a daily basis. And that really reflects in the level of service that our candidates and clients get.
So your and Isaac's clients are very similar, so that's going to be fun. But Aaron and Isaac are like you. They have a high level of empathy. Where does your empathy come from?
Well, it's just, I think you either have it or you don't when you're born, and it's how you're raised, and just with the right family values, and like the empathy is a number one thing. I've seen a lot in Kansas City, and I'm just very fortunate that I'm able to help others in a lot of different ways. I'm really excited about being a part of a Top Gun that I just joined this year, and just kind of learn about different ways I can better the community.
Love that. Woozy says he got us live again. Good afternoon, Woozy. All right, Scott, get your question ready again. You're doing very good. It's almost like you got it down at this point. Good job.
Aaron has housebroken me. Isaac, what is the most pivotal moment in your career so far?
So far, it's now outside of my consulting business. Really, the pivotal moment was 2009. I was working for a company that was doing okay, not that well, and having come from the engineering world where we were taught to come up with solutions, I went to my bosses one after the other, and they all said no to the ideas that I had. And they were all about increasing revenue, productivity, efficiency, making money. To an extent, it was a selfish move for me because, again, I come from a big family, so I had to make money as fast as possible. So they said no because when we improved on the performance, my bonus was tied to that. And my boss was going to make money as well. So I moved from that company to another one and another one until I landed in a company that the owner allowed me to experiment with different things. He just told me not to break things. So for 6 months, we tried different things, talking to employees, getting them to feel like they belong, changing a few things, automation. And I'm not kidding you, within 10 months, we were able to lower our turnover from 21% to 15%, which is a big deal. We were able to grow our efficiency from 65% to about 80%. So basically, they made a lot of money. And that's when I decided to start my own company because I knew I could do it. So it's through all these people saying no. And again, this one person giving me a chance to experiment with my ideas that I gained enough confidence to jump out and start my own consulting company.
So how have you adjusted your business over the years to really grow in 2024?
I've niched down again, like most of the people. I felt I could serve every single person, but we've niched down to a certain, market. In this case, we are focusing on the trades, mostly blue collar on the consulting side, leadership development, mid-level companies, and then speaking mostly for associations. So that's a little bit of niching. It's not too niched, but it's easy enough for us to do the marketing, but also to serve our clients at a very high level because we are not all spread out. It's also lowered my stress because when you get caught by an IT company, a 1,000-employee company, then $5,000 company, you feel like you have to modify your product all the time in your services. But when you have a little bit of niche market, it becomes easy. You still improve on that, but it's not that stressful.
Now, Aaron speaks a lot and is a paid speaker. When was the first time you spoke and how did it go? Did you kill it or did you learn from it? What happened?
Oh no, it was horrible. I was freaking out. The first time I actually spoke, I was in college, and I stood in front of people, and for a whole 30 seconds, that felt like 30 minutes, nothing came out of my mouth. And when I spoke, I was too loud, I was too low. It was just horrible, and I almost passed out. So
you've come a long way. Good job. Good job. Hey, we got a ton of people watching this show. So if you're watching this show, please tell us if you're watching on Facebook, LinkedIn, or YouTube. And you guys can ask questions over here that we can parlay too. So, and are you watching live or are you watching the replay? We have a lot of people watch the replay as well. So, okay. All right, guys, we're flying through this. I told you this goes fast, doesn't it? All right, Sofia, what is your goal in 2024 and how can the Kansas City community help you reach that goal?
Great question. So for 2024, I really want to focus on growing my professional business. So in a nutshell, at QPS, there is 3 umbrellas to what we do. We do kind of like general labor recruiting for hourly jobs. Then we have skilled recruiting for jobs where we require more of a trade, classes, some education, like welders, mechanics, and such. But I also have Accelerate professional recruiting team. There is about 46 professional recruiters, and they focus on salary roles in operations, engineering, IT, finance, accounting, HR, things like that. Since I'm a little bit newer to staffing world, it takes a while to grow your network. And because in the end of the day, people do business with people they trust. I know I have a stellar team behind me. So it's just a matter of building those relationships and connecting the dots, when I have the right candidate and somebody's looking for that potential skill. So that's kind of what my goal is. And I think we all can agree that networking can be exhausting sometimes. So I'm trying to be a lot more intentional with it. So identify some great organizations that I'm trying to get involved in, go to different speaker meetings, and just kind of anything I can put my hands on that gets me introduced to the community and, help me build those relationships that I'm looking for.
One of the things outside of comedy shows and thinking of creative ideas and networking, what's a hobby that you picked up in terms of baking?
So, I mentioned I was from Russia. I recently brought both of my mom and dad here. They moved in my basement, which was very just big blessing, with everything going on international scale. And my dad found this recipe for custard eclairs. That was my grandmother's recipe. And it's my new favorite thing to do. So if I'm home and I don't have any chores to do, chances are I'm making eclairs. I bought a deep freezer for my eclairs. Wow. And I love to share them with, so a lot of times when I go out in the field and do drops to stop by, see potential clients, I just bring eclairs with me and people seem to love it. If you want one, let me know. I'll drop by.
Are you going to have eclairs at your comedy show?
I am. Yes. I made 100 of them and they're all ready. So I'm really excited to let everyone try them.
I love that. Will you tell people one more time where the comedy show is in case they want to come? Chris is interested in networking. So Chris, connect with Chris and listen to where the comedy show is.
Love that. Please join us to the comedy show. It's going to be this Saturday, February 24th. The door opens at 5 o'clock. It's going to be from 5 till about 6:30, 7 o'clock. It's going to be at the Bird Comedy Theater. It's in Crossroads, kind of like downtown Kansas City. But feel free to connect with me on LinkedIn and I'll send you the address if you can find it, and would love to have you there.
Perfect. Sydney is watching on LinkedIn. Janae is watching on LinkedIn. Chris is watching on LinkedIn. Let us know if you're watching on LinkedIn, YouTube, or Facebook, live or the replay. All right, last question of the day. You ready, Isaac? What are your goals for 2024 and how can the Kansas City community help you get there?
Awesome. I have 3 goals, 1 personal and 2 business goals. The personal goal is to expand my network. I love people, so I'd like to meet more people, get to have conversations without expectations, just to connect with them. It's a beautiful thing, and I'm going to make that very intentional. The 2 business goals, I mentioned about the new book that I'm launching next week. It's called Take the Leap, How to Transition from Being a Manager, from being an employee to a manager. I'm launching a program. There's a workshop based on that and an online course. So that's one of the goals. And then on the consulting side, we are focusing mostly, like I said, on blue collar. We have a program we are launching on that as well. It's called From Chaos to Control. And it's all about how to help them to build a lifestyle business so they can take a day off, they can go to a conference like you. So the goal on that side is to help 15 to 20 business owners to have that lifestyle. So we are moving fast to launch that program in April, and hopefully we'll be able to accomplish it. And the way Kansas City can help me, mostly on the personal side, is if you know any great leaders or people that I can connect with, they don't have to be potential clients. I would like to connect with them and just have coffee or lunch or even a Zoom call with them.
Cool.
Yeah, a plug. I feel like I'm doing that now. I like it for Isaac. is a lot of times blue collar trade workers on the professional side of the business are people that are really open to different consultants coming in. So I think it's wonderful that you're doing that. Who are some of your favorite, like what are some of your favorite industries in the trades that you really enjoy working with, if you had to pick one or two?
Okay, it'll be plumbing and HVAC. Those are the ones that I've had the most success with. We are adding electrical. Actually, we have a commercial lighting company that we've been helping the last few months, and they're doing very well. But we are looking into electrical, general contractors, construction, but mostly HVAC and plumbing.
Yeah, I always like it when you can lead a horse to water. People think top of mind. What is one thing that you're really interested in that people can do to help you in terms of introducing you to leaders? Like what networking events are you going to interact with folks?
I'm a part of Top Gun #1, which I really love. Another business club here in town. Part of the chamber. I don't go to the chamber that much. I have someone in the office who does that. Honestly, I'm interested mostly in either someone who is either a leader in a company, but they're also very entrepreneur minded, very development growth minded, or someone who's running their own company, curious about what they are doing. Erin talked about they're spending time on TikTok and AI. So I want to know the cutting edge stuff that people are doing. It helps me just to grow, not just for business, but at least to be aware of what's happening.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right. Well, one more plug right here. Saturday, February 24th. Doors open at 5 at the Bird Comedy Theater in KC. You got somebody here leaving that. So good. Thanks, Sydney, for the help.
Good job, Sydney.
Both Isaac and Sofia have been tagged on LinkedIn, so make sure you go connect with them there. I want to thank you guys so much for coming on the show today. You guys were both great. Make sure you connect with them, follow them, do all the things. Network with them. Chris said, let's network. He enjoys it. Thank you, Scott, so much for being a great co-host. And thank you so much to Bestway International for being an awesome sponsor and allowing us to do this every week. We will be back. Same time, same place. I will be in Kansas City, thank God, finally, to do this show next week. Make sure you connect. And we've got some really awesome guests coming up the next few weeks. So stay tuned. We will see you guys later. Bye.